for round 2. Hopefully this arena game goes a little better than the previous one. So we have Patrick of the Isles picking in seat 1. We're in seat 2. And then we have Capetta and that Yash. Capetta plays a lot of tournaments. He's not the strongest player, but I think that he's capable of putting together a strong game. With Patrick in the game, we're always likely to see Swarmlings in seat 1. And honestly, I think that this is a great Swarmlings track. They're able to delay one of their buildings here. They can build their Sanctuary in round 3. Round 1, they can just take one of these power tiles and double spade. And if they don't wind up getting the double spade, they're probably getting the priest anyway. But I think that's just like a good game for like open to the double spade, build out 2 dwellings, then temple for water 1 in round 2, form the 2-key town, and then build a sanctuary in round 3. The next 2 rounds are not high scoring for Swarmlings, but like that's still pretty good. Oh, we have Cultists. That's disgusting. I hate that. What are you doing, Patrick? Buddy. Who else can make use of this water spade? Orin can make use of it. Orin will also give Cultists theoretically a little bit of trouble. Orin like building their big building in round 3. Let's try out Orin and just see how it goes. I am not convinced that they will be good, but I think they have a cohesive game plan, which involves trying to get the first priest onto the water track, taking maybe an economic favor like Air 2, and then using the Air cult afterward. I have Giants. I hate Giants. This might have me, if I'm Orin, it might have me trying to build through this territory instead. I might start C3 F4, get some leech from Cultists, and try to just smash through with a double spade before Giants can respond. It's possible that that's doable. But yeah, Giants definitely get in the way of... Okay, so we have Swarmlings who are going to be able to compete very well for the double spade. I think I actually... Well, it's hard to say that Cultists are not the best. Cultists are very often the best. Giants are probably the worst here with no big building tile. They're going to start on worker power, presumably. It's not particularly scoring rich. It's also not particularly coin rich or workers rich, this game. It's just like this weird sort of game where a lot of the points are going to come from hitting the track and from favor tiles this game, I believe. No one's going to pass for that many points, including Swarmlings. And you're also not getting tons and tons of resources injected either. So let's take a look at the starting spots. I think we're likely to have Swarmlings on G6. Cultists will probably have to start F5 or H7 or something. Giants are here. Orin are here. Cultists are here. Giants probably take worker power to open. I think I'm opening with temp. No, I'm opening the priest if I'm Orin. And cultists are just good in this color wheel. My plan would be to try to see if I could strand cultists over here, but like Swarmlings are actually not guaranteed a neighbor anywhere. I guess they can start D5, which is not like a great hex, but they can start there. it does make Orin's life tricky if Swarmlings start up here for a neighbor. That said, you could just start here with the spade, and then cultists are forced to either give you this neighbor, or just like... Yeah, cultists might be forced to give you this neighbor if you're Swarmlings here, so I think you might be okay. Otherwise, you can just take the spade and then dig this first action, right? I'll put one more here, and then I think we might just head off to these Swarmlings. If I'm playing Swarmlings, Giants are going to have a better time because they can probably Temple for Earth 1 in round 2. A double spade, like going with a double spade route for Swarmlings is pretty good here. The spades in round 1 will, I think Swarmlings will get the big one. Well, Swarmlings, if they start with a spade tile, they might be happy not taking the double spade in round 1. Giants should be able to get a town through here this game. That seems very good. The question is, can they get G2? I would guess no. Cultists like to get G2 still. But I will bid on Swarmlings a little bit. I do think that they're going to be able to get 3 towns pretty happily. They could start H4 as well to annoy others, though I'm not sure if that's that good this game. Depends on how aggressively cultists ship down to H5. Yeah, Giants are going to be pretty rough. They're going to need to get on this temp ship whenever they can. Round 2, they might build their temple, so they need some workers. They'll start with this. So round 1, you'll go Stronghold Dwelling, and then you'll have 3 workers heading into round 2. So you need a worker's action, which is annoying. I'll put one more here, and then I'm ready to try out Orin, probably. Orin not getting the 2-key town is a bummer. I think that one thing that you can do as Swarmlings is you can just kind of guarantee yourself the 2-key town by taking worker power. If you take worker power, then you absolutely are guaranteed to get the double spade in round 2, which means that you are getting the 2-key town. Orin are a lot worse because both cultists and Swarmlings are in, and they don't have like the inside track on the 2-key town. Giants also complicate like their ability to get the 2-key town faster. So that's all very bad for Orin, I think. If we're Giants here, our towns might go like here, here, and then maybe here. It's a little awkward. And again, cultists are just guaranteed to be very good. If I'm cultist, I might be tempted to just start H7 and then hope that I get a power tile to come up through here. But I don't know if I can count on that, so... I don't really want to play cultists. That's the only reason I'm not bidding them. I accept that it very well could be wrong not to be bidding cultists right now. Yeah, I just don't love the faction, so I'm not bidding on them at the moment. We have our Giants bid. It is very possible that Giants actually are better than Orin. It's kind of a depressing thought, but I'm willing to accept that possibility. I do think Swarmlings are probably more than 10 points better than Giants, though. Um, or they're at least 10 points better than Giants, so I'm not really willing to bet on Giants while Swarmlings are still hanging out here. Patrick might go back to Cultists. Again, Cultists should just win Network, so winning Network is extremely valuable. Cultists will also always get Earth 1 here, also very good. You might be able to like Temple for Earth 1 round 1 and then Air 2 round 2 or something. You may need to protect E7 as Orin. Yeah, Orin are actually very awkward because I don't see how they get a town through here, really. Especially if Swarmlings are on G6, then this is very awkward. So, yeah, Orin have a tough one here. I might just be bidding Cultists soon. Again. Cultists have a town here. They're going to have a town maybe here. Then maybe they get a town, or they get this town. I don't know if they get 3 towns. Orin have this town, and then maybe they get a bridge town through here with 3 hexes. It could be like 2 bridge towns. 1 through here, 1 through here. Over here doesn't necessarily look like a town to me, which is not great for Orin. Giants definitely have a town in the center, and they're definitely getting a town either in the north or over here. Patrick is saying that this opening could go in a lot of different directions. I tend to agree with that. There are 4 good pass tiles here. I think that Cultists would least like to have Temp Ship in round 1. But it's not the end of the world if they land on that. Then they get the single spade, which is nice. They would love to get the regular. They would love to get this spade, but that's never happening. They would love to get the priest so that they can send it to water. But I would think that Temp Ship is kind of likely to fall to them. Again, like, I'm not sure about E9 for Orin. This hex isn't a town spot. Starting C4 gets you better tempo and making like a potential town up through here. Giants are getting some action. Giants should also have a very good network this game. They have no color neighbors, so no one particularly wants to dig reds. So you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This red might be in jeopardy. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 natural reds, plus 6 digs. You're going to get to at least 15 network pretty happily. Now your cult game isn't going to be the strongest, but if you do manage 3 towns, tie for network. Yeah, 2 towns in this round. Hit these tracks, tie for network, get Earth 1, and Water 1. I don't know if you get both of those, but you should at least get one of those 2. You know, Giants actually make Swarmling's Megatown life in here more difficult as well. Um, let's say we open with a Priest as Orin. In that case, our game plan is probably Priest to Water, obviously. Make a Temple for Air 2. Do we want this Hex in round 1? Do we get Double Spade? These are all questions that matter right now. If we get Double Spade, do we have a place to put it? If Giants stomp this Hex, then we can't put it there. We could put our Cult Spade here. Yeah, so we don't need to worry that much about the Double Spade. We can just worry about the Cult Spade. We can Single Spade E7, maybe bridge here and try to get this Hex so that this is like a nice town. But the fact that we can't get a second town is just an issue. This might actually be not an awful round to start d5. The issue with starting d5 is that Orin might be nasty and start c3 or c4 and then take temp ship. If Orin were to start c4, then your d5 start would be a lot worse because you're forced to take temp ship as your opening tile. Then that passes value up the chain. Patrick does go for Orin. So I'm trying to figure out like where I can get a neighbor without having to like severely compromise a lot of other stuff. I'm actually beginning to consider d5, h4. Now this sounds really goofy, but my thought is that if I can control c3 and g3 in round 1, that takes away Orin's connection. And it also hurts Cultists because Cultists are stranded here. I guess they have Orin here, maybe. But if we start with temp ship here and just give Orin the spade, Orin will take this Hex. I get g3. I get either c3 or c4. And then, you know, there's obviously Bridgetown opportunities there. Now that gives up tempo in the 2-key town. That's an issue for Swarmlings. The safe thing to do is just to start g6, and then make a 2-key town early, like you're supposed to. Not worry that much about the double spade. And then put the second dwelling like over here on h2 or d2 or something, where no one's really going to come. That's the safe thing to do. Do we want safe or do we want disruptive? Cultists would get the Priest to Water in that case, which makes us very sad. Like the other thing is that starting here and here also connects us. We'd probably get connection points over Orin and maybe Cultists, because Cultists would struggle to connect. All right, we're going to try something different. This is the start. We're going to grab the temp ship tile, and what that means is that Orin are going to wind up with the spade, and Cultists are going to end up with the Priest. Oh, wow, Giants are down here, so everyone is going to struggle this game. Actually, a very fun world is where Orin don't start up here and they just start E9 anyway. In that case, I think I just take the spade. Because if that happens, then Orin will just jump onto G3 when they get the chance. But Cultists are still cut off here. I guess we could also get the worst world where cultists are down here, but then I just open with a double spade on these two hexes, and I don't think cultists are very happy about that at all. So, yeah, if that's the case, then I do take temp shift, and I just open with double spade on these two. So I don't think cultists can really start I8. They probably want to start F5 and then connect through this yellow hex, but then they're racing giants. So I do think that that will be, that will cause some people some issues. Orin do start over here, so, and cultists are over here, so I am just going to take the spade. We are allowed to get away with just taking the spade. Orin can take temp shift if they want. That will allow them to connect on G3. Oh, Orin took the priest. Okay. So they are still going with it. They're going with the I'm going to hang out with cultists down here plan, which I think is fine. We're going to see where giants upgrade. That's going to matter for us. Giants are handed the double spade. They could grab c3, which would be a problem for me, but they take e7 instead, which, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so if we grab the single spade now, that's pretty good. We take all the spades out of the game then. I just wanted to peek at these players' elos. So not a lot of games, pretty good elo already though. So we'll see how this winds up helping or hurting giants. Capetta is pretty good, so obviously capable of putting together a good game. Capetta is going up the water cult, which I think is a mistake. Patrick is a good player. Patrick will probably not give the remaining leech there. As like Patrick is a cult player, so Patrick is definitely not going to give leech on e9. Yeah, so Capetta can cult bump himself up to 3, then needs some more stuff. So he could take workers and make a temple here, but who knows if that's actually going to happen. He takes Earth 2, which is pretty interesting. He could buy the priest as well, so we should keep that in mind, to be fair. Giants upgrade down here. We're going to upgrade up here to give them less leech. We also don't particularly need that much leech as swarmlings. Ooh, we have bullet settings on. We should, now we're okay because that was the right move, but we should be conscientious of that fact. Just in case we misclick and actually do need an undo, which it does happen. We don't like doing it, but it does happen. Cultists did wind up taking the spade, so they are going to be able to get that priest to the water cult. We need to decide if this is the hex that we want, and I think that it is. I think that we want G3. I think that we're going to be able to get a second spade next round. Patrick is probably likely to just temple right now and then pass out of the round. So are we getting spades next round is kind of the question right now. And do we care about grabbing G3? I think that we do care about G3. Part of our strategy was the idea that we were going to get this connection. And in that case, maybe we're missing out on the 2-key town. Yeah, because of my starting spots, it looks like I'm pretty likely to miss out on Tukey Town here, which is kind of sad. I managed to get in a lot of players' way, but I'm actually not quite sure how I'm going to make my own towns right now. So we're in an iffy position. So strap in, everyone. We've done questionable things, and we will continue to do questionable things. Fofo, is it good that Giants take the double dig here? That is a good question. I think that for me it's good. I'm glad that other players haven't got spades. That said, I mean, obviously option one was that I get the double spade. It's better if I get the double spade. However, Giants taking the double spade is not too bad for me, I think. Yeah, I'm going to claim that it's not a bad thing for me that Giants took the double spade, because that means that these two players didn't get spades. Now, they are going to be able to have cult spades, but that's a separate issue. This is an obligation. Our issue is that we might be stranding our stronghold. It's not clear to me that we're going to get any good stuff to happen with our stronghold up here. Cultists took the workers. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. Was there an undo? Okay, cultists are going for a second temple. Yeah, I mean for Giants themselves. Yeah, so it's not clear to me that that's a great move for Giants themselves. That said, I mean, it's never that bad of a thing to lock up all this territory early, right? Like, that's just never that bad. I need to figure out if I'm going for Sanctuary Town here or down here, but I suppose that I'm never taking Earth 1, so I will just grab this green hex first. And then I'll figure out if I'm building my TP here or down here. Giants could throw a wrench into things by taking the 2v town themselves. That would be interesting. Cultists and Orin will be able to build through these stretches, which is quite nice. Orin should maybe take temp ship here. They do take temp ship. So Orin can open next round with a double spade. They can probably spade away. They have a cult spade, right? So the cult spade, I'm not sure where it goes yet. It probably goes f6. So then they have a double spade, which they want to get onto this hex so that they can build a lot of dwellings. The question is, where does their other spade go? I would guess that it's possible it could be d6. Now, I'm in an awkward spot because I'm not sure where I can bridge to. If I bridge to c4 next round, if Orin opened with c5, then I can't bridge here because then it'll immediately just get blown up, right? So in that case, that means I might be bridging to b3. And if I'm bridging to b3, that means that I don't want to invest too many digs down here. Now, that said, I guess it's also a bunch of digs down here. So the question is, like, is it safer to think that I can get these hexes or these hexes? Oh, Orin can advance their ship before the double spade. That's cool. So they might double spade d6. That actually would be my guess on where Orin are going to double spade. So we do need to use this. I think that it's just going to go down here. No, it's hard to get hexes up here, right? So let's get real risky and put it down here. I believe that what's going to happen is that Orin are going to absolutely murder Giants by grabbing d6. Giants take the lead without hesitation. That at least is a sign of a good player. We can pass on to either TP tile or the priest. I would say that the priest is probably a little better economically speaking, but the Giants take that, so that's not going to happen. So we're going to take the... Oh, we can get the power tile. Power tile is good because it can get us a spade. No, that doesn't seem right. We're taking the TP tile. So I guess that this means Giants are sending priest to air. This game is very awkward and blocky right now. Like, a lot of people have done suboptimal things, probably beginning with me. Like, this is not normally optimal for Swarming. We have to point that out. Patrick should still put his spade down here. I think that the correct spot is still here. This doesn't really make any sense. There's no town happening here, and if there is, then it's too expensive. This is your connection hex now, so just turn this guy green. Cultists are guaranteed not to mess with it. Then hit this hex. And then come up through here. You can bridge town through here. Giants can... Oh, okay. Orin are going to... Well, Orin can just start with a priest to air, I think. I believe that Patrick is going to put priest to air here. And I think that that's the correct move. Indeed so. Giants will take coins. They shouldn't bridge. Yeah, they do take the coins. We're going to temple to get into the game. Question is it water one or is it air one? But we'll figure that out later. It could be earth one as well. But let's not worry too much about that idea yet. Let's take water one. Water one is one more point. We'll get air one next round with a sanctuary. Patrick builds this hex first. That's pretty interesting. Giants are going to look for their temple now. Seems fine. We are just going to do... this. If Giants make their temple as I suspect they're going to, then they can't advance their ship as well and get onto B3. Let's see if Giants make a temple. If they do, then I'm going to bridge. to b3. Well, I didn't want to see that. This is actually really good. This is really kind to giants. Don't like it when my opponents are kind to each other. Can cultists get over here? That would involve hard digging and then dropping the landscape. They could hard dig, advance ship, and then drop the landscape here. So it is possible that I'm supposed to actually defend this hex. They bought the workers, which makes me really like scared. They also didn't send their priest off to a cult. So am I supposed to just dig this right now? What's happening next? Giants are going to spade. They're going to spade this hex here. I can't actually get this hex next round if I put up the sanctuary. This stuff might get abandoned. The cultists might beat me down here. So many competing priorities right now. All right, we're just gonna do this. Pray. Over prioritizing h5 feels wrong to me. If cultists really fight really hard to get through here, I think I just have to let it happen. I'm gonna do this. Nope. Okay, they take f3, so they actually aren't coming after these hexes yet. Okay, cool. Giants might send priest to fire. They might also pass. Patrick can dig this hex, I believe. I think that's what's going to happen here. All right, so we're getting to pass first, so that's cool. We are going to pass on to the cult step, I think. The dwelling is going to be no points. It would literally just be blocking someone else. That said, is the cult step actually good? I'm going to wager that the cult step, well, the coin is good, so let's take this. Yeah. This is fine. We are doing all sorts of crazy stuff right now. I do not like this. No one should like this. So just to be clear, our plan right now is Sanctuary for Air 1, followed by single spade on this hex, if we can get it. Giants fortunately don't get temp ship, so I'm not forced to make a really annoying decision out b3. But I really, really desperately do need to make sure I get a spade next round. I don't think Cultists should open next round with a single spade, but they might. Patrick has enough to double spade, so I don't think that I should fear that much. We'll see how he chooses to play this. I hate giants. They make a lot of decisions very difficult. We are not going to grab the coins first. We are just going to make the sanctuary straight up. Yeah, the fact that we're not getting any leech is a problem. We need to make sure that our opponents don't go spade, spade, but I don't know how to ensure that that's the case. Just have to hope. Gotta hope here. Patrick is likely to take double spade. I think Capetto wants to build a sanctuary for water 1. I'm going to say that Capetto wants water 1 enough that that's what's going to happen there. And if that isn't what happens, then sad times, I guess. Okay, moment of truth. Is this the double spade? I argue that this hex should be gone for giants. This hex should not be getting left right now. I am also very much seeing that cultists are on temp ship, which makes them highly incentivized to come after h5 right now, which is a huge bummer for me. It's b5, okay. Cultists just put priest to air. Okay, that's cool. That means that we do manage to swing this single spade. We drop our landscape. And now things are looking a lot better now than they were. Now I've still done a lot of questionable stuff, but like cultists might still get onto like want to hard dig twice, or like they might ship and then dig h5 on me, but at least this way I have like one town locked up. I have the 2 key, specifically the 2 key town, which is the town that I wanted. We'll have to let our opponents just grab the air cults. That's a little sad, but as the game progresses, we're going to be able to build through here at least. Giants finally advanced their shipping. We're just going to let them have these guys over here, which is a bummer to me. Don't want my opponents getting nice things. But yeah, they probably just welcome the leech, because they want neighbors here. So this is going to be a town for them, and then this is going to be a town for them. there's the sanctuary for cultists. So I am gonna get these hexes. So that's pretty cool. I'm beginning to think that cultists are making a mistake by not shipping enough, but what do I know? My mic is really noisy. Thanks. Let's see if we can do a little better here. All right. I've moved my laptop a little bit, so hopefully the noise will be a little less now. Please let me know if there are still any issues. Okay, so we feel good about this hex. So I think that okay, Orin put the last bump there, so that makes a lot of sense as well. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bump on the water track. We also need to put up this TP. It was a mistake not to make this TP because now Giants are going to have better passing tempo, but I think Giants should build that. Giants haven't used they haven't used this yet. I would think that they want to drop their landscape, which they do. This locks them and kind of locks them into needing fire too, unless they're also planning on this hex. But we definitely want to put up our TP and get out of here ASAP. Giants have a chance to pass now. I wouldn't necessarily take it if I were them. Capetta passes. Going to take the TP tile. So it takes the spade. Okay. That eases some pressure once again. We're using the Swarmlings action on here. Patrick is always building the Stronghold here and using the Stronghold action, so we're not that scared there. The Stronghold will be for Water 1. It does look like Giants are not getting Water 1 here. Yeah, they just give up on Water 1. So Orin are going to get Water 1. That makes them quite scary. Giants can still continue doing stuff, and I'm just going to assume that they will. So I could put my Priest off, but I don't think that it does me enough right now. So it probably isn't correct to actually do that. We will hit this hex and this hex. Or actually, I think that we're just going to hit this hex. We're going to put our dwelling here this round. I'm thinking that because I don't really want us to town early next round. And I don't want Giants to get ideas about, well, okay, Giants digging through this and this would be suicidal. So I think that I probably can push off and just dig this hex and then wait to get this hex. So let's see if that'll work out. We're getting double spade next round. I think Capetta is always taking coins. Pass for some air 1 points. Get back on this guy. This feels pretty good because our opponents, not necessarily our opponents, right? But there's not a lot of passing points this game. So I've gotten 2 of them. No one else has gotten any, and I'm about to get 6 more of them. So I probably won't get on this tile again this game, but just kind of making sure that others don't get it is also quite nice for us. I think that we need to focus on just locking up our opponents are so culty that it's really hurting us. So I think what we need to do is we just need to make sure that we get a couple of network points from cultists and maybe Orin. That would be nice. By the way, feel free to say if my mic is still noisy. My laptop is its fan is running, so that's annoying, but I've moved it from a cushion onto a more solid platform.
Yeah, Capetta will take coins. Orin are going to be on this guy, so Orin have already locked up air. All they need is to put their landscape here and a dwelling here. But they do have a nice two-town game plan going on. At this point, they can maybe just push that off until the end, like the final round. And then maybe I should focus on trying to win water? I don't know if that makes sense. Giants pass. They got a priest, which is fine, I guess. It's annoying because I wanted to be the person dominating cults, but Giants playing this culty has been a pain in my ass. We will just take this hex, I think. We don't want Giants to get any ideas about this. And then I want the rest of my stuff to go through here, and then I can just grab this later. I'm going to play very greedy about that hex. I personally think it makes sense for Orin to try to close the cult here, but who knows? You never know how other players are going to value things. I'm hopeful that Capetta doesn't want to ship too hard, because shipping is what's going to hurt me if he comes up to B2. I am going to put the TP here, and then I'm going to figure out what to do after that. Maybe send some priests to cults. Okay, so this might indicate that Patrick is thinking about towning up early. I think a priest town might actually be best for Patrick, but I can't speak to his mindset. It's still quite noisy. That's annoying. Yeah, it does sound like there's just like the fan is just working really hard right now, and I don't know if I can do too much about that. I'm playing Swarmlings again. Yeah, I can't help myself, man. I just can't help myself. We are gonna just put stuff here, I think, onto this fire cult. But let's take care of business, which is this. This is definitely business. I think we can definitely annoy our opponents by taking the dwelling tile next round. I think maybe we advance ship here and then take the dwelling tile. Now, one awkward thing is we need spades next round. We need to get these hexes, right? But I was thinking that ship 3 might be kind of cool, because I can just get like all the way through here and stuff. But maybe that's not the right way to be thinking about it. Yeah, Giants are just going to try really hard to win this cult, which is super annoying. We are going to go up that cult as well, and let Giants put the last priest there. Giants will then Sanctuary for Fire 2 at some point to steal that cult and just win it outright, but yeah, we are going to put priest here. It wouldn't be insane for Patrick to put priest here as well. Patrick might buy a bridge at some point this round. There's like not a lot of pressure. on the bridge action right now, but there could be later in the game. Like Giants want 2 bridges this game, so I think actually Patrick should probably just buy a bridge now. That's going to hurt Giants pretty bad, I think. Closes air first, which is fine. Not crazy about the play. I think that, well, okay, so Giants fighting fire is expected. It would have been better for me if Orin had put Priest to fire or something, or Orin had, yeah, whatever. Capetta's finally advancing ship. I'm hopeful that he doesn't come up to B2, but, you know, we can't rule that out. Let's advance our ship then. All right, so now we're ready to pass. We're going to pass onto the dwelling tile if we can. I think that I was mistaken about. I was not correct that it was going to be a round dominated by shipping. I think that actually it's going to be dominated by digging. B2 and A4 are probably. I probably just take this and I spade through here, and then maybe I like try to build E4 as well or something, but maybe not. Capetta advanced ship, but is just going to keep building TPs, so he's not really threatening B2. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't secure this anyway. I think it's responsible to secure this, but we are passing though. I think that there is a world where Giants stomp this or something, so I think that we just turn this guy gray and then turn this guy black. Or we just turn this guy gray with our cult spade. And then we double spade B2 and build A4 for our round. Unless by some chance, is there any chance for me that this is the round where I advance digging? Now, the fact that I blew 4 coins on advancing shipping is definitely not helping that theory. However, if I take coins, then advance digs twice, I will have 4 coins left, or 4 workers left. I can dig this twice and build a dwelling, but that's it, right? I can't build this. Unless I get a little bit of leech, in which case I could take a worker's action or something. So maybe I should be willing to take a worker's action this round. Yeah, so Giants got this bridge. I don't like Patrick letting Giants have this bridge. I also don't like Giants not taking this pass tile. What the hell? Ugh, my opponents are just like being kind to each other and I hate it. Fight each other, guys. Fight. You should be killing one another. Oh, Capetta is going to get to B2 this round. Okay, so I think that the plan is we're turning this guy brown, and then we're going to double spade this and build A4. I think that we have to plan to do that. Because, yeah, like, Capetta is getting up to B2 this round. That's an issue. Yeah, we're just going to need to play it ugly. Is there any world where we're building a town over here instead? I don't think that we have the spades to do that. We don't have the shipping and spades to build a town anywhere else at this point, so. This is the most blocked cultist you've ever seen in a no-color neighbor game for them. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think that hurting cultists has been pretty key to our game here. We're no longer really in contention with cultists on any spots here, so we are just going to take this leech. So yeah, cultists taking B2 is a big blow to us. I think that we're just going to double spade. We're just going to put our spade here and then double spade through here. We're going to count on neither of our opponents taking this hex from us. Yeah, I mean, it's way too expensive to take this hex for cultists. And I have network aspirations this game, despite how things look right now. I have no dwellings on the board, but I actually do have some network aspirations. So I think that double spading this and getting this is pretty key for us. We're actually going to take this leech just as a political move. This is a way to prevent cultists from getting to 4 power. No, that's pointless. That's pointless. We'll just decline it responsibly. Yeah, this, and this. 3 more hexes is enough to make this a town, I think, right? This is 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're going to turn this brown. Cultist spades maybe go here and here. That would make sense. This would be very aggressive. Patrick takes those 2. So I do need to be a little bit concerned here. Cultists put h5, then I am in some trouble. Because that means that I'm very much in danger of losing this town. It's not an issue for Patrick to come down through here. Okay, so Patrick takes, or Capetta takes those 2. So we're going to come through here, and we're just going to secure this. Cultists do not have the stuff to take this, so that's good news. Cultists are actually, looking at Cultist economy, they're going to take C1, G4, and A7 this round. They're going to advance ship and build 3 dwellings this round, and that's it. It prevented cultists from counter-cultivating it. I actually think that cultists are allowed to change that to yellow. Am I wrong? Are you not allowed to do that? Patrick secures the bridge. I actually do not like this bridge for Patrick. Wow, takes a single dig. So the purpose of that single dig was, I guess it's so that, you know, he's securing his yeah, I guess that the purpose of that single dig was to secure another town spot, but is this town spot like remotely secured? Giants are going to carve this town. Giants are actually having a pretty nice game. They don't have Water 1, which is a bit of an issue for them scoring, but they're going to probably win Network. Maybe Orange winning Network. I do hope that we're beating Cultists on Network. It'd be a big bummer if we did all this and then like didn't beat Cultists on Network, right? Okay, so H5 is safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hard dig A3 here. And then next round, is there any way I'm getting on this? Cultists might have to pass soon. So let's play this like so. Put this here. I do so very much hope that cultists buy this bridge. Whoa! I just saw that Orin made a town early. Wow, that's wild. I did not see that coming at all. Yeah, that's really interesting that Orin did that. Yeah, this is going to cost me 2 workers that I wouldn't otherwise have to give up, but I'm just going to do this. Oops, I need to turn a priest to a worker here. I could slow play this, But I don't see too much of a point in slow playing. Like, I'm not getting on Oren's pass tile anyway. Oren is always going to outlast me. Oren might be the threat, so maybe I should just give it to Giants. We're going to pass for a pathetic 6 points here. So Oren do have tons and tons of endgame points against me. They have Earth 1. They're going to build some stuff here. I don't know. It's a little iffy. We can't take this leech. Oh, H5 connects Oren, but they need 3 ships, so maybe I shouldn't worry too much about this yet. But I am like a little bit concerned about losing something here. Does it benefit my power cycling at all to put Priest to Cult here? No. I think I just want to open next round with like a Temple for Fire 2 or something. Let's just pass, right? Let's just pass. Will Giants pass? Giants won't pass yet. Do we want Giants to have this pass tile? Capetta might pass onto the Spade, but Capetta has a good chance at getting Oren's tile if he stays in. The Spade is clearly what I want here, so I'm just going to pass onto the Spade. I don't really have the stuff to advance digging at this moment, so... this will help me defend off like any weirdness that might happen. There is always weirdness that can happen in Terra Mystica, but I don't think that Giants should take this Hex. For me to not get this town seems unlikely. For me to not get the other town involves like the route to that happening mostly involves getting Fire 2 blocked if I don't get this town. So I need to figure out, like, am I more likely to get hit here? Like, Oren take a Hex, like, these guys take this Hex from me, or am I more likely to lose due to not having Fire 2? Like, either way, it involves getting blocked, right? Oren are not advancing ship, so that's good news for me. Cultists should pass here and take this, right? I would think that that's the play right now. This is a sick Oren game, actually. Yeah, this is a really nice Oren game. This was just like a leech, like a huge center of leech, and they got these 2 towns, so they're dominating the cult, relatively speaking, and they're going to do very well on network. Cultists could 3 town here, which is very scary. I wasn't previously scared of Cultists, but they can 3 town, and that is an issue. They are going to beat Giants to the bridge here. Giants are going to not need a bridge. They're presumably going to try like a Sanctuary town for... They don't need to bridge this. They can just dig this and then Sanctuary for Fire 2 over here if they have the economy. I'm going to assume that they wind up getting the economy for that. So all my opponents are actually doing pretty well. Red Alert, you don't think it's likely that Oren take Fire 2? I agree with that. The question is, do I stop the float? I don't know. I don't know here. If Giants get a bridge, they don't need Fire 2. You absolutely will want Fire 2 next round. That said, I don't think it's that unlikely that Oren take Fire 2 to block me. I don't think it's that unlikely. They're going to pass for 6. They're going to be at 110 already, and they might just be winning network. Yeah, we have too much stuff left on our board, right, to contest network that well. Oh, sorry, I missed some comments from Danny. You think that once a hex is your color, you can't change it. So I did experience this as dwarves once. I was trying to dig bomb. I couldn't dig bomb my own gray hexes to a different color. However, darklings can definitely transform a black to a different color. You can't transform the long way if it involves going through your color. So like, darklings can't transform a black hex or a brown hex to a blue hex with 2 priests because it involves going through black. However, I think that they can transform a black hex to a blue hex. All right, so we were thinking about what's more important, Fire 2 or this hex. I think that there's no way that Cultist's first move is to take this hex, right? They want the bridge and they want Fire 2. So I think that Fire 2 is slightly more under contest. So that's what we're going to secure first. Or an also. So let's grab this. We're going to take Fire 2. And I would say that at this point, oh, we can't take a town. That was dumb. Okay, so Cultists can take that. So they do risk a Fire 2 block. Giants definitely need Fire 2. They should absolutely be taking Fire 2 right now. That'll help them close this cult. And then I would probably close down. Probably going priest to worker here, I think. They take a workers' town, which is also necessary for them. How many structures have we got out? Are we even beating cultists? Cultists can get out, let's say they get out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we do have that. We are going to be able to at least tie that, so. Should we take this 8-pointer? I mean, it's never bad to take an 8-pointer, right? It doesn't swing any points except versus Giants here. And Giants, if they just send a priest, that's rendered pointless anyway. I will actually just claim that this is better this one time. I'll just accept that my cult points suck, that I have 6 cult points. This is an extra worker. Here comes Fire 2 for cultists. We're obviously declining this. Cultists take the other 8-pointer. Okay. So do Giants just send a priest here? Or are they going to lock up their... go for their second town first? Actually, Giants should only want air 1, so that's not that much of a concern, I think. Cultists do have a lot of points, admittedly. They have Earth 1 and Water 1, so they do have a lot of points. We should grab the best town remaining, I think. That's just my gut feeling. The alternative is that we could take a coin town. Yeah, the coin town would let us build more dwellings. But if Giants just decide to smash this hex, then we're fucked, right? Like, that means that it was worthless. Like, we could build this, and this right now. D2, E4, and H2. If we have the coins for it. It's only 4 points worse than the priest. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try taking the coin town and see how it feels. It could very well be wrong. Our network dreams might have been a waste of time after all, but whatever. It could wind up being that we feel comfortable in our network versus cultists, and instead we just want to advance digs. That could be the case. I'm going to leave that door open because we do have right around the right number of resources for that. You notice that I'm not too crazy about doing this. I kind of think that there's a chance that Giants take like Earth 3 or some garbage like that. So yeah, Patrick just advances digging. He's going to make some points at the end. Maybe some Earth 1, Water 1 points. We'll see. We need to advance our ship, as we've discussed. If we get out 3 more structures, we'll have 5 left on our board. Patrick will have effectively 4 left on his board, I believe. TP 2 dwellings. So does 5 left on our board get us anywhere? No, Giants have this. So I think that it's wrong to build it. Oh, okay. Cultists take this X anyway, so that makes a lot of sense. Cultists will have 9. Let's say they take the ship town, so they get this. Actually, they don't need a ship town. They can just single spade this, right? So they get this hex, then they single spade this, then they build this hex. So then they have 4 stuff left on their board. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 things on their board here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably not worth it to, well, we'll see how it goes. Advancing ship is obviously mandatory first. Cultists just take the priest town, but that doesn't prevent them from building these 2 hexes. So yeah, it does look like cultists are beating us. That's unfortunate. They are passing for more than us, and they have 1,000,000 points coming in off here, and they have at least 2 more points coming off Earth 1. So in that case, do we just advance digs? That's where that lands us. Winning 0 cults with the 2T town is rough. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the issues with, I thought that was one of the issues with Orin, which was that, I mean, ultimately I just started in the wrong spots, right? Like, these were obviously, like, not the best spots to start in hindsight. I think that we go here anyway, even though this might be bad. I think that we still go here. if we're advancing digs, then we're going to convert. We're going to do some down conversion. So again, I assume that this is going to be single spade followed by dwelling. But instead it's a ship advance. So this gives us a chance to mess with cultists by denying their network. If I hard dig this, that's worth 3 points to me, right? Because it means that cultists miss out on getting one of their towns. So Giants will win network, and they will get this cult. So they have a lot more endgame points than I do. It's 18 points, 121. My that doing this means I miss out on a dig advance. A dig advance is worth like 3 points. Hitting this hex is also worth like 3 points. I think that cultists are beating me anyway, right? Cultists have 22 points on the, or they have 18 points on the cult versus my 10. It's a 6-point swing versus cultists. Do I care about 6 points versus cultists? Yeah, I think I do. So let's change the transformation to blue. Because I think that I'm beating giants. Nope, change the transformation to black. Cultist cannot access a spade right now, so turning this. Actually, one nasty thing that could happen here is, okay, Orin don't have enough shipping. I was thinking that there is a chance that Orin was going to turn like this hex back to brown or something, but I don't think that that can happen right now. So, anyway, Giants will have 8 points on the cults. We'll actually have more points than Giants on the cults by 2. Yeah, their 18 points are not going to be enough here on network. So we're going to beat Giants. Capetta just upgrades to a TP with his final action. That's fine. That doesn't help a lot in terms of raw score. So he's going to get 6 points passing, 129 plus 18 is 129 plus 18 is 147. We're going to advance digs once, and that'll get us up to okay, Capetta is not going to do this move. I think that that was the best move left, so don't totally understand this. 147. Anyway, we're going to advance digs. We'll get up to 129. We'll have like a resource point or 2 left. Let's say it's 1 resource point left. 130. Pass 134. Oh, he's going to buy a priest. Okay. I'll just buy this priest from him, right? Like, I'll just snag the priest. Because that priest is certainly coming up this cult. No, I don't need to worry about that, because even if he sends 2 priests, I have a priest left over now that I'm no longer advancing those digs. Right? Yeah. This is actually better for me, because Capetta just threw away, like, an opportunity to make some points. Orin do build this hex, which is a little sad. I was thinking that like maybe there's a chance I can tie them on network, but they do recognize that, so that's out. Orin are done. They have won this game, I believe. 12 on network plus 20 on cults is just 160. 161 with a resource point. There's no way I'm ever beating that. We will advance our digs. Capetta does correctly just pass. That's probably better. 128 with the resource point. So 146. And 131, 135. I mean, I can't do anything else here, right? Yeah, there's nothing else to be done. It really makes me sad that I wasn't able to advance my ship before hitting this hex, or advance my digs once before hitting that hex, but it's fine. This was my best way of trying to fight for second. We do wind up with a rather sad third place here. We should beat Giants pretty cleanly, but it doesn't seem like a very good win, unfortunately. Or it's like kind of a sad solace, rather. Yeah, this is 146. We're going to get to... Oh, I forgot that we have network points. Okay, so we are beating Cultists. So we are going to get to second place here, at least, which is nice. So, yeah, this was okay, you know. It obviously wasn't our best game, but we tried something different. I was saying that Patrick had a nice game, like not making any towns in round 6. Normally, you would think that you want to make the towns in round 6 really, really badly. And I'm still not convinced that you don't. However, Orin, it's worth 8 points for Orin to win a cult. So by taking these towns out of the game and winning this cult, I think Orin did themselves a huge favor. I'm a big fan of what Orin did there. I'm less of a big fan of this coin town. This coin town looks like a huge waste at the end of this game. I should have just taken the priest there, evidently. Because I did have enough stuff to up my digs once anyway. So I guess we can take a quick look at the breakdown of this game. I think that this was a classic case of, like, you can't block too many things, and that's what I tried to do. I tried to block too much stuff. You just can't block everything, right? You can't block everyone all the time. You can block some people some of the time. I did score the most points Actually, no. Cultists scored the most points this game, predictably. I scored the second most, and Orin scored the third most. And it was all very, very close, right? Add 11 here, I have 162. Add 17 here, Cultists have 163. Though I shouldn't feel too sad, this was clearly the right move, digging this hex, because Cultists were super close in competition with me. I could have gotten myself like 3 more raw points, but that's not enough to compete with Orin anyway, so... and Cultists would have taken 3 points away from you by building that hex, actually. I should remember that fact as well. So I think that we're not too unhappy about this outcome. We actually managed a decent number of points off the track. Cultists managed a crazy number of points off the track. They built a lot of TPs in the TP round and stuff. We did pass the best here. We knew that it was going to be a tough passing game. That was the worst part about being Swarmlings this game, for sure. We got a decent number of Water 1, Air 1 points, because we took those relatively early. Earth 1, Water 1 was okay for Cultists. They do pay like a bit of a penalty. But I think that it's actually a little better to take Earth 1, Water 1 this game, simply because like they also got Earth 2, and they knew that they weren't going to connect early. So to look for points in other places besides connection is good. Yeah, we got 3 towns, but they weren't good towns. The coin town, again, like looks like a mistake in hindsight, for sure. We do like to get all the way up on this track, but alas, we didn't pay any victory points in Leech this game, which is pretty fun. That's a fun stat. Alright, so let's take a look at some power actions. We took 2 double spades, 2 single spades. That's just not very efficient. I think that both Orin and Cultus had the right idea by like fighting on cults better. I got the 2-key town, but didn't wind up working out. Hey Patrick, nice game. Yeah, like I was saying in the chat, I think that it was a clever idea for you to simply just focus on closing out your cults, because I was really concerned about you not making towns in round 6, but like winning a cult is worth 8 points, right? Second place is 4 points, and then you're Orin, so you also get the bonus for closing out the cult. So I really like your choices there. I played this weird blocky game by starting here, and it obviously didn't wind up working out for me the way that I had hoped. It made it really awkward for me to get the 2-key town, and I wasn't able to fully advance my digs. And I thought that I was going to be a little more competitive on network than I was, but because I was forced to build so tall because of the track, I didn't manage to compete on network either. So very well done. I think you had a really good game plan. You weathered the storm very well of losing G3. The issue is that cutting you off of this hex, like I needed to fight harder on network to make that beneficial, but instead you just like got second place on network by abandoning this temple. So I think yeah, you're not as block oriented as me. Honestly, the thing is, I'm not that block oriented unless I'm playing Swarmlings. Basically, like if I'm playing Swarmlings, then I think that I have a chance to kind of hurt my game a little less and disrupt other people's games a little more. Like obviously, this A7 hex, I think that this was like a very obvious block that I had to do once Cultists took that town and advanced their shipping. Yeah, that was this game. Lucky to escape with only taking second place here. I think that obviously Cultists had like a high score despite like all the issues that they faced and all of what I consider to be their suboptimal decisions. So I think that this bid was probably just a little bit wrong. Like obviously you were able to perform very well with Orin. You only scored 1 less point than me overall. Cultists actually scored the most points overall. So like this whole placing here and making things really tough on myself for 6 measly network points, I think that was probably the wrong call. I probably should just be starting G6, smashing this hex, taking this as normal, and then making my Megatown through here. Like that's probably what should have just happened this game. I was not supposed to, like, D5, I never liked D5, and, like, I didn't like it this game. I would have liked it a lot more if this were Chaos Magicians and not Giants, because obviously Giants are, like, super annoying. Like, they threaten this Black Hex, right, which you don't expect a red faction to do. Yeah, but that's that. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Patrick for playing. You had a very nice game. Thanks everyone for chatting. That's going to be it for tonight for me. I think that, I'm out of town this week, so I actually might be streaming a little more like on the weeknights, as long as I can find arena games. Or I might be playing some Ticket to Ride, or, who knows. So thanks everyone. I will head off now. See y'all next time.